Hey, welcome back. I'm Jay, and we're still playing Hooked on You. Uh, when we left off, Dwight and Claudette were about to tell us a super fun announcement. I'll jump right into it. When you arrive at the beach, realize you were set up. Despite promising an announcement, Dwight and Claudette simply stand quietly. This isn't at all what you were promised. Wait a minute. There's no announcement here. But there is a me. You've got mud in your ears, friend. I told you to get lost. Don't you see? Lost is what I am. And so are you. But I know a way out. I've made a map back in my secret lair. Literally and figuratively. Yeah, I know the difference. That's why you should ditch Spirit and come spend the rest of your night with me instead. You've got a secret lair. Damn it. Who said anything about a secret lair? I said I've got sap in my secret air. That's a flap on my secret chair. Don't change the subject. Don't ask me what he's talking about. You're trying to make a mess of a nice... Oh, hold on. You're trying to make a mess of the first nice day I've had in I don't know how long because it's not clear what year it is, but in a while. I'm not about to be ditched for the likes of you. It's not me you're messing things up. Like, I've been trying to tell you, it's this dang island. I've come to accept the difficult truth. What's happening here? Well, I've convinced that it's our fate. It's not anyone's decision. It's simply the way it is. There's no use fighting it. So, would you know anything about fighting? What would you know anything about fighting? All you know is hiding in your spooky little secret hair and crying like a baby while ringing your little bell. So don't tell me what I can and can't fight back against. I was a born fighter. A dragon lives inside me. I can't not fight. Even when all I might want to do is hide. When you see this giant hat, it's a metaphor. And if I do have a fate, my fate is to win every fight that comes my way. Got it? Folks! Oh, you hide? I've seen you hide. You and your phase walking routine? What do you call that? It's basically cloaking, and we all know what cloaking is type of hiding. Folks! You cloak? I don't cloak. I'm not a cloaker. I phase walk out into the open. You just can't see me. You have no idea what they're talking about, but it sure sounds like some video game community forum thread mini-meet? If there ever was such a thing. Not that you know about that either. It sure does seem like Dwight and Claudette are going to stop this. Or it doesn't seem like they're going to stop it, so it's on you. Oh, fuck my life anyway. I don't think I was brought here to make this choice. I think I was brought here to make this choice, so I'm going to do that now. And I choose, obviously, Spirit. Duh. When it comes down to it, neither of the two seem easy to love. I mean, damn, Spirit literally had broken glass shards sticking out of her, but she has a certain charm to her gloom. Spirit and I were actually having a nice time. Besides, if it's my fate to end up on this island, well, to hell with fate, really. And I don't take this the wrong way, Wraith, but the amount of awkwardness you pack into a single day, no wonder you're so skinny. All the second guessing yourself must burn a lot of calories. No offense taken. Yeah, okay, true. I can be a little awkward, I guess, sometimes. Right, so I'm gonna stick with Spirit. Spirit breathes with a sigh of relief. I've got enough revenge to do without having to kill you and Wraith, too. Spirit walks you around the corner and to show you something. that she discovered in this place and knew it was meant to be connected with her journey. A cherry tree. Just a small sapping has begun. Oh no, I'm gonna have to cut a cherry stem, aren't I? Fuck. It's just a small sapling. Oh, thank God. But it has begun to sprout flowers. Fuck you. It doesn't seem like it makes sense to see a cherry tree here in a place. It also doesn't make sense to see a ghost in black bathing suit, so you just accept it. As Spirit steps up to the tree, a cold breeze. Oh, cute! With the little animation. Love it. Yeah, a little bit, yeah. As Spirit steps to the tree, a cold breeze pulls some petals off, and they come cascading through the air around both of you. You know the meaning of the cherry blossom? They're beautiful, but also quite symbolic. Of course, like all good symbols, their meaning is pretty complicated. I have no clue. You want to look that up for me? I have no clue what the meaning is. I know, Green has to do research. It's horrible. What do they mean to you? For many people, among cherry blooms is like a celebration of life. People travel great distances to be near their vibrant beauty. However, as beautiful as they might be, they aren't magical. They're simply flowers. They quickly die and fade away. And for this reason, they are also a symbol of fleeting nature of life and our fragile mortality. I said morality. Mortality. In a way, it's a specter of looming death that calls attention. A special moment to be and appreciate life. Life, death, beauty, and balance. Yeah, that summarizes her. How does the duality make you feel? I'll say empowered, because it's either empowered, frustrated, or unsure. I'll be damned if I'm unsure. The knowledge that life and death are a cycle always gives me peace. Accepting the fleeting nature of life, like the beauty of a flower in bloom, allows me to appreciate the moment without being too hung up on what comes next. Dude, all these choices sound like really, like, uncomfortable. You know? Like, why? Who says that? Who would ever say that? Though she does bring up revenge a lot, so I don't know. As you explain, Spirit's face begins to look sad to you. You're not sure why. It's not the happiest topic, life and death, but why should that matter? And then it dawns on you, Spirit's been trapped in this ghastly state of death with no hope, cycle back. No rebirth, her moment of blossoming life long gone. It's scary time of death and decay and comes after the good part. That's Spirit entirety. I feel like an idiot. I wasn't talking about you. You just answered from the heart. I can't let that bother me. Our priorities are not the same. I have my mission. Once the fallen cherry blossoms represented the soul of samurai warriors, those with noble characters who did not fear death, those who were killed in the greatest sacrifice to honor their emperor. Their lives were short, but they had purpose, gave them beauty. Those warriors saw death coming, and they never despaired. They stood to face it. They held their swords and struck down their fear. But despite their samurai spirit that lives on in me, in my noble bloodline, my life is ended. My death continues to stretch on. The cycle is frozen. This cherry tree, it's not real. Though its petals fall, they will soon replenish, as if it were installed here by someone. You watch as Spirit chooses her words very carefully. By something with no respect for balance of life and death. We're sorry to interrupt. You know, we don't believe you, right? Yep. But this time we've got a really good reason. And it has nothing to do with us being manipulated by unseen forces. Ha 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 ha. Because that's definitely not happening. Nobody's accusing you of that, but, okay. We're here to tell you that it's time for dinner, silly. Get it while it's hot. I guess it's time to go or whatever. Thanks for spending some time with me today. I enjoyed it. Me too. What a fun day y'all been having. I just said y'all. I fucking hate y'all. What a fun day you've all been having. Huh? Yeah, my Texan's showing. Fuck my Texan. Anyway. What a fun day you've been having. I can't see it written all over your face. You're shining, and that's not just the remaining anxious sweat of spending an afternoon courting a psycho killer. No, you're really feeling this whole romantic experience. Don't worry, I'll keep your dirty little secrets. But enough of gentle ribbing, it's time to get back to business. All the appetizing singles have arrived for dinner, including Trickster. Wraith is here too. We're not going to do the gag where we cram all of them on screen and do the same thing again, so just believe me, they're all here, and they're just as sexy and demented as you remember. Yeah, I can read words. With your love on the line, everyone, being very careful not to offend you, but saying the wrong thing. Congrats, by the way, on getting this far. I'm surprised you and the four are falling for you. I'm surprised as you are that these four are falling for you. No, not because of your personality, but because you met them yesterday. However, since Wraith seems like the biggest long shot to end up holding onto your heart, he throws caution to the wind and speaks up. It's a pretty small consolation prize, but we're being the least loved killer on Murder's Island. But hey, letting them have this one moment in the spotlight is the least we can do. And heaven knows they won't do any better than that. I'm sick of watching everyone else gorge themselves while I'm preoccupied with, trying to get to the bottom of this never-ending nightmare. So tonight, none of that. I'm not really hungry, anyway. So I say we just do a simple salad or something. The green kind, not the mayo kind. Mayo is gross. I'm fine with just lettuce. It doesn't have to be fancy. Not iceberg, though. There's no nutritional value. I love iceberg. Fuck you. The crunch. It's the crunch. Yeah, romaine's good, but crunch. There's nothing like putting your teeth in an iceberg and just, yeah. It has issues. And letting Red choose was a mistake. And that's on all of us. Dinner will be served shortly, but certain power brokers would like to know about your day. Would you like to share about your day with the rest of the group? You've had an interesting day, that's for sure. But how would you describe it to the others? Say too much or too little, and it could affect your standing with the group. Okay, but don't just sit there and say nothing. Nothing is not an option. Do I be coy or do I gush? Be coy? Oh no, I'm scared. Coy. I'm gonna be coy. Oh no, they said it wasn't a date. It wasn't really a date, more like two people avoiding everyone else and choosing to be alone, but doing a relatively close proximity to each other. Oh, she liked it. Okay. That's exactly right. Could not have said anything of value better myself. Spirit is clearly happy with the way you portrayed your date. No surprise, she doesn't seem to like people getting into her business. Okay, good job, bud. Good job. Good advice.
Clearly, I've seen about Spirit.
Yeah, she would not like you gushing about, oh, our date was so great, and this happened. No, she's just so... Dwight and Claudette bring out dinner. Everyone eats in silence. No one trusts anyone now, and they've all been very tired. Oh, wait, no, sorry. It's a dreamy supernatural horror thriller set in Antarctica. And that's a weird word. No. Just a word. Huh? That's it. Antarctica? Okay. Why is it Antarctica? Not a charming parody dating sim set in? An undisclosed tropical paradise? Not sure. Bon appetit! Don't you mean bon? No, almost everything we serve has a lot of bones in it. Even the vegetables. Impossible to avoid on this island. Everyone eats without speaking. Tensions are rising, both sexually and deadly variety. Everyone finishes away and Claudette come clean the table. They linger around you as they pick up your plate, take your napkin, and dust the crumbs off the table. What would you like to say to the servers? Do I thank them? Do I thank the weirdos? Or do I ignore them? I feel like Spirit would like me ignoring them. I'm just gonna ignore them. They're being weird. Is there anything else we can do for them? Anything at all? Anything? A manners book, perhaps? It's fine. We're used to that kind of shabby treatment on Jerk Island. Everyone, if you would please be so kind to follow us to the fire pit, we'd graciously appreciate it. We've been told something big is going to happen. Something that would change everything. You can go willingly or you can go unwillingly. You have no choice. Tell Cookies. Did you have a choice on how you said that, dweeb? Yes, and I immediately regret how I did. Good. Something needs to change around here. Fire is rebirth. Fire illuminates the soul. I hope the fire isn't too smoky. Smoke hurts my eyes. I have pretty sensitive eyes. And also, I'm horribly afraid of it. The fire, I mean, not my eyes, because childhood trauma involving fire. And finally, everyone starts moving towards the fire pit. If only we could get away from Wraiths complaining. Take a seat on a comfortable log, feeling the fire's heat against your skin, and wait for the other killers to take their places, wondering who will want to tell a story this time. Will the narrator tell a story? I bet they've got some stunning creativity. Hey, you think? Are they allowed to simply place thoughts in my mind like this? Doesn't seem fair. Everyone makes their way in, but something unexpected happens. Nothing happens. Something almost always seems to be happening here, though nothing is probably not a great sign. Oh yeah, Trick was supposed to be there at the table, but you never spoke. Oh, cool, and now everyone's looking at you. So, do something. Do something interesting. Should I pick someone to tell a story, or we could play charades? Boggle? Well, actually, we were thinking, why don't you tell us a story?
Disturbing. What the fuck am I listening to?
I don't... Wait, you listening to that? Okay. Wraith points his spine and skull staff thingamajig at you. You duck out of its way, but who knows what the thing could do. Probably shoot lasers. Try not to bore us. We're very interested in you. Don't speak for me, Huntress. No, you can't tell if you're warmth from the fire or if it's your nerves heating up. The fire is right here, but maybe if we stop talking about it all the time, we can start to pretend it's not here and it doesn't, threaten to burn us alive. He's not supposed to hear me. Get out of here, Wraith. Jay was about to make an important decision about telling a story or not. Fine, I'll tell a story. I'm not a little bitch. Sure, I'm gonna tell a story. I hope it's a mystery. Okay, so what type of story do you want to tell? Romance? She seems to like romance. Yeah, Spirit likes romance. Oh, girl, romance. I'll tell a romantic story. About two lovers who take poison together and die foaming at the mouth. About two strong hunters who meet when they're both trying to bludgeon the same Willy Wolverine. Wiley. Not quite. It's about my parents. They met at a party in college. He was hosting. She'd been dragged there by some friends. They couldn't have met. They couldn't have been more different. And yet, as the night went on, they were drawn to each other. She made fun of his taste in music, and he took an interest in her major, women's studies. They were married within 2 months. Bit soon to know if you can trust someone, don't you? Hello, hello, hello. Okay, that was weird. I don't think it's been that long since I did, yeah, anyway, sorry about that. I don't know why that was off.
But wait, nothing. Oh.
Yeah, anyway. I'm just gonna pick off where I was, because I can't go back. So, sorry about that. Green, try to keep an eye out on it, I guess. Okay. I mean, you can read it. It's not that hard. Yeah, our snarky comments is great. No, it is great. Anyway, I'm gonna pick it back up and, sorry about that. By the last bridal trends, they decided the latest. I said latest, didn't I? Fuck my life. Per the latest bridal trends, they decided to have their wedding ceremony at the edge of the woods by a beautiful, shabby chic farmhouse. Together, they spent months planning the details of their wedding. The two created invitations, figuring out seating arrangements, and tasted 100 cakes before settling on the perfect one. They chose Lilakoi, by the way. So fancy. I have no clue what that is, but that sounds good. When it came time to figure out the decorations, however, bride, or the fiance, I guess, since she wasn't actually married yet, wanted to take the lead on the set and set the style. After all, her boyfriend had been wearing cargo shorts and open-toed sandals to pretty much their entire relationship, so he was definitely not to be trusted. Having decided on such a lovely, natural setting for the ceremony, the fiancée decided that she would create unique floral arrangements from the local wildflowers that surrounded the farmhouse. As soon as the sun rose on the first day of spring, she set off into the woods. Each day spent hours mapping out where the best blooms could be found, and prepared to pick them herself the morning of the wedding, so that they'd be at the height of their freshness and beauty. Enamored with incredible variety of flowers in the woods she survived, the bride, or the fiancée, since she had not been married, became obsessed with knowing just how many there were, and so that she could choose the absolute best. When the fateful morning of her big day finally came, the fiancée told her husband-to-be that she had one final errand before the wedding. Exciting for the ceremony to come, she dressed in her beautiful white gown and set into the woods to gather flowers. Treading carefully, she followed her route, selecting the best stems and collecting them in a basket. However, when she came upon the once familiar clearing, thing was not as she expected. Somehow, it was more beautiful now than it had ever been, and just on the edge of her view was a new bush filled with blossoms so vibrant and colorful she became dizzy just looking at them. But the fiancé ignored her sudden spell and pressed ahead, scooping up flower after flower, and every time she did, she noticed just further ahead and possibly even more beautiful blooms. Carried by the sweet fragrance in the spring air, the fiancé crept further and further into the woods until she turned a corner, stepped over a mossy fallen tree trunk, and realized she had been here before. But this wasn't the clearing she remembered, or at least not how she remembered it. The flowers were suddenly overripe, decaying, falling from their stems to festering moldy piles on the floor. Where the bees had been, now only flowers buzzed. Where the scene of flowers had once intoxicated her, but the odor of mildew now made her sick. She turned and looked back. The path was dark. Into the shadowy glen she walked. Into the shadowy glen she walked and walked. That day, the guests gathered at the farmhouse. The fiancé was nowhere to be seen. Her friends, family, and love began to look for her, to no avail. They searched the pasture, the tree line, and into the forest, but there were no beautiful wildflowers or young lovers to be seen. Just old dead trees, trampled vines, and moss-covered rocks. The fiancé stayed a fiancé for eternity, always wondering, looking for fresher blooms to clip, but never finding them. Distracted by the never-ending search for perfection, unable to see that you are loved for who you are. Out there, all alone. I thought it was beautiful and sad. It's like someone we know. Oh, story time! A lot of people take hot shots at sequels, but I think every good story deserves follow-up. When you think there's the end, the sequel is almost never as rewarding as the original. That's why I'm much more a fan of the episodic style of story.
The what?
Episodic style of storytelling. Knowing had to bully me for my reading. Anyway, knowing it's a series that takes a lot of pressure off the individual installments and builds a greater sense of community between audience and creator. Tell me, Dumb Jay, if you were to delete a sequel from existence, what would it be? Don't answer that. We don't actually care. We're just here to make sure that we seamlessly move on from the next segment of the evening. God forbid my small talk get in the way of a romantic twilight moment. Dwight, I'm gonna need you to shut your yap trap. You know, I think we need to get back to that thing we do whenever we're not on screen. Okay. You have a fun night and try not to wink wink end up dead. Why do you say the words wink wink out loud? And what kind of double entendre are you getting at with the end up dead thing? Dwight is physically incapable of winking. Not since the accident. And you do know that all of these people are despicable criminals and double-digit kill counts, right? They've got some body counts, okay? Let's not slut shame. Except for Spirit. She doesn't really belong here. She's strictly a victim, not a perpetrator. No wonder she's pissed. Did I hear somebody trash talking Spirit? Deal me in. What do you say we take this talk to the hot tub so we can soak this bod while I roast the ghost with some killer hot takes? Please, enough of your burns. Things that are lit or getting blazed. It's enough that these activities have to be set next to literal fire. Must I be surrounded by figurative flames as well? What if we turned and ran away as far as we can from this place as we could? Just you and me. Oh, those fiery little eggs. You're probably tired before. I should have given her like a Russian accent now I'm thinking about it. Anyway, on the spin of the little eggs, you'd probably tire before you got too far. And if it's running away to some place more secluded, Jay is after, they should obviously join me. Have you seen these legs? Pure power. She's not wrong. She's not wrong. Those thighs could crush a watermelon. She is definitely not wrong. Huh? Oh, yeah, those thighs could crush your skull. Not that my walk speed really reflects my giant stature, but that's because I choose to move slowly for stealthy reasons. It's my choice. It's completely logical. Why is everyone so obsessed with comparing themselves to each other and creating drama? I'm so over that. Don't you get it? Society wants to trick you into fighting with each other so that corporations can swoop in and steal and sell you fake solutions to all your fabricated problems. I'll be sitting in the shade and drinking something locally sourced while thumbing through a public domain novella printed on recycled paper because I refuse to play their game anymore. It's like she's actively trying to be as unappealing as possible. Does it really turn anyone else on, or is it just me? Despite Trapper's... What's that? Yeah. Despite Trapper's insatiable appetite, it seems his attention, along with the attention of everyone else, is still on you for the moment. If you could, I don't know, just pick one of us, maybe we could all move on with our lives. Some special projects we might have going on. You heard him. Who would it be? Who will you head off to the evening activity? I'm just saying, you may not have a ton of choices to date around like this before your time on Murder Island comes to a close. And no, I'm not satisfied with the name either. But with this streaming reality TV dating show bloom happening, it's pretty much all that wasn't taken. Which killer will you pick? And yes, we are excluding Trickster because, that guy. Obviously the hot one. Spirit? Oh, he picked me. Yay. She does not look happy with our choices. Anyway, I'm gonna end it there for tonight. We have work in the morning. Anyway, so I'll see.
We have full-time jobs, guys.
Oh my god, we have full-time jobs. Fuck our lives. Anyway, I'll see you guys later, and peace out. Bye.